Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. Thanks so much for joining us. We always look forward to having the UWO Oshkosh Theater Department in to tell us about their latest productions, and we have a very special guest in today to tell us about the Boy Inside production, which he is actually the playwright of. We have Richard Kalinowski here to tell us about The Boy Inside. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, this is a great treat for us to be able to have the playwright himself in, the one who has written this amazing story. Can you give us a little bit of background on The Boy Inside? Maybe a little bit about the story.
Okay. Well, the story inside the play derives from a number of experiences I have had in connection with the UWO Oshkosh Titan football team.
Okay.
I live close to the stadium, and over the past 3+ years, I work out there every day, 7 days a week, pretty much, and I got to know the head coach, Pat Cerrone, at UW Oshkosh football. And over time, he and I began to talk about football and its place in society and our culture. And eventually, I suggested to him that I might be interested in writing a play, because I've written quite a few plays, and I might be interested in writing a play that looks perhaps more carefully at the role of football in our society and the controversy surrounding violence in the game. And so Pat was good enough to cooperate in that process, and he actually compiled a list of Midwest regional football coaches for me to interview. And so I traveled to Ohio and to Iowa and to parts of Wisconsin and interviewed a number of coaches, and eventually a play called The Boy Inside evolved. I finished the first draft about 9 months ago.
Wow.
And there's been a couple of public readings of the play, and in point of fact, one was at Professional Theater in Milwaukee, and Coach Cerrone came down to see it.
Oh, great.
And so anyway, the play is both curiously supportive of football, and also highly critical of it at the same time. So.
It's really interesting, like you said, the role that football plays in society, because you don't think about it, when people are going to the games and things like that, what's really behind it or inside of it.
Right. Well, thank you for saying that, or suggesting that, because one of the things I discovered, Coach Cerrone was generous enough to let me be part of the team's activities. And so I was on all kinds of meetings, and both with the players and with the coaches, and also attended probably 100 practices over that time. This last year, I went to every game, even the one in South Dakota, and so.
So you've definitely done your research.
Yeah, well, it's been very eye-opening for me. When I was in high school, I played basketball, but I didn't play football. I was always sort of fascinated by how highly charged the game is, and also its complexity. But what I also discovered is that, no pun intended, backstage of the game are a number of serious complications that coaches have to face, especially at the Division III level, which is what the Titans are, where money is always short, and there are always challenges with the press, with retaining players, with satisfying parents, with any number of things. In addition to the fact that there's always the threat, an ominous threat, really, of injuries.
Yes.
So.
Well, that's so interesting, and it's really cool that your inspiration for the play came from UW Oshkosh, and now here you are, UW Oshkosh, doing the play. Can you tell us a little bit about the casting for it? Was it kind of difficult for you to find people that fit the roles that you were looking for?
The honest answer is yes and no. The two main characters are a middle-aged female college president and a middle-aged coach, and we have students largely. However, in this particular case, I cast a couple of student alumni actors. A youngish man named Noah Totsky, who actually is heavily involved in the Backlot Comedy House.
Yes.
And Noah's playing the coach in the play. In the play, actually, what people so often expect from a play about football is there's a lot of oftentimes focus on the championship season or star players and whatever scandal they may present or whatever. This is actually, there's only one player in the play, and he almost never plays. He is a young man who wants to be on the team and is willing to sacrifice any number of things to stay on the team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool aspect to look at, you know, as you see all these football movies and even, you know, other productions
Right.
that focus on like the star player and things like that. So it's cool that you're taking a different perspective of the team, really.
Yeah, yeah.
So when is this production going to be happening? When can we look forward to seeing the final product here?
It opens Wednesday nights, February 18th at 7:30.
Okay.
And it runs through that weekend, and its last performance is the 22nd at 2 o'clock. And so it's 5 performances in a row.
Okay.
And, you know, we're obviously hopeful that folks come out for it.
Oh yeah. Where are you at right now? Or have you started rehearsing yet?
Oh,
or?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we actually started rehearsing last semester.
Okay.
Sort of, I wouldn't say informally, but we had several meetings with the cast. And
It's a long process.
Yeah, it's a long process, and we rehearse 6 or 7 days a week. So
Great. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing the final product,
Okay.
and you know, seeing all the. After hearing the background of it, you can't miss it. So we're really looking forward to it, and best of luck to you in your future as well as a playwright.
and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.